Hello, this is Barry, and I am with Knitting for Love, and here I have, this video is going to be about a simple, easy bind off that basically you'll probably be doing with most of your work that you will be doing. This here is a very simple bind off, and it kind of looks like a braid across the top, and it is kind of stretchy but not real stretchy. I mean, it won't stretch around if you want to do it for socks, you know, something that you need to stretch around over the heel part. This would be very tight. There's another bind off that I will upload later called the Easy Stretchy Bind Off, which will be perfect for socks. And this sample here I have, I did it in a pattern so you can see that if you do this bind off in purl stitch here, you won't lose your pattern at all. You can do this bind off in both knit and purl stitch, and I will demonstrate both ways in this video. So let's get to that. So first, what you want to do is when you're about to bind off, you're going to want to knit your first stitch just like you would any other work, right? And then you're going to knit your second stitch. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take this very first stitch here that you knitted, and you're going to pass it over the next stitch, the last stitch you just knitted. So basically you will always have one stitch remaining here after you've done the bind off, and I'm going to show that a little bit more up close, where you would knit one stitch, and then you will go in and pull it up, and then pass it over and off that needle. That way you still have one stitch here. So I'm going to do it again, and this is the knit bind off in a knit pattern, and I'll do it one more time so you can see it. So I'm going to knit that stitch, and then I'm going to take this stitch and I'm going to pass it over the other stitch and let it drop. Now if you're going to be purling in pattern, like you have a knit purl, or just have a series now of purls, you're going to bring your yarn around to the front of your work, and then you're going to purl that stitch if it is a purl stitch. And then you're going to do exactly what you did with the knit stitch, is you're going to pass this knit stitch over that purl stitch, and then you're going to continue with the purl stitch, and you will have your bind off edge. And I will do a couple more. There, this is a purl. And then another purl, and that way you can bind off even if you have knit purl. You can bind off in cable. I will have cable videos up later on in the near future, and there is the last stitch that you're going to have. And to end this stitch, you're going to need, I wasn't quite prepared, so I'm actually got my scissors here. There. You're going to cut your yarn, and you're going to take this loop, and you're going to take that end, and you're just going to pull it through and tight, and then you can sew this end in. Or if you have a small project or a project you need to sew up, you could actually fold it in half. Thread this. If you leave enough tail or working yarn at this end, you can actually use this to sew up your work. Like if you're sewing a sweater, you're going to leave a couple of inches just for sewing purposes, but as you can see, this is a little stretchy. It's not very stretchy, it's not very, but you can also see that the knit stitches, if you look close enough, you can tell the difference between the knit and the purls, because you can actually see the purls and then you see the knit stitch underneath, so you can tell the difference. Most patterns will ask you to bind off, and you basically will choose which bind off you think is best or which bind off it actually suggests. If you like this video, please share, subscribe, like, and I will link a video to this one for the knitting and the purling and the casting on and so forth. Please check out my other videos. Give me a likes, thumbs up. Happy knitting. Talk to you later. Bye.